like a bully, and that's all you'll ever be because that's all you've ever known.
Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? Guys, make sure you subscribe and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? And also, check out my other channel, Samore Love TV, if you haven't yet done so. So, guys, this episode, Bad Girls Club. Let me see. Were there any comments? I didn't even check. But tomorrow we're going to be doing Catfish. I see that you guys really like that show. And also Black Ink. Oh, child. I'm sneezing away. Alright. So, shout out to Danny Salmarone, who said he loved my review. I appreciate it. And let's find another one. Shout out to Sherry Full Amethyst, who said he was kind of being extra this episode. Alright. Yeah, I totally agree with you, though. But not just this episode. It'd be like every episode. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about it. So Kieyarra is like, she needs to focus on her music now. Now that she's back from being exiled in the hotel, she's like, you know what, she got to focus on her music. They all got bucket lists, and this is something that's on her bucket list. I kind of like that they did this go around. Like, everybody has something that they need to focus on and kind of build their brand, as opposed to just being like, I'm a bad girl. I'm a bad girl alumni. Let me get that bad girl tattoo, you know? Like, I feel, did they even do that in the last episode, last season? I don't think they did that last season. So we'll see if they do the tattoos. Like, they've been doing it for the most part over the course of the seasons that I've been noticing. But I think the last few, I don't remember them doing it unless they did it on their own time. But before, it was like a group trip. They would go to the tattoo parlor and all get that little Bad Girls Club symbol. You know, that was like official label, especially depending on where you got it. You couldn't hide it after that. You ain't getting no real job. You got that bad girl symbol. And then other people probably try to get it too, to pretend they was on the Bad Girls Club. Anyway, so yeah, Kieyarra, she's talking about she want to focus on her music. Seven is back in the house after cooling off as well. And Seven is like, she's still going to get Kiyanna. She don't care. She just want to chill out for a little bit, but she still want to get her. And I'm like, dang, girl, like, didn't they say you away for a little while for a reason, so that you can cool down and get over it? But I kind of understand what she means, though, because sometimes when certain situations happen, you can't just, like, you know, 1, 2, 3, it's magically, it's done. I know for me personally, I remember when I had a fight with somebody, I was like looking for her for days. Like, she lucky she ain't crossed my path again, because I was freaking crazy around those times and no telling what was gonna happen. So it was good that she kind of kept her distance and made sure she ain't go her normal route, because I was waiting for her, honey, for like a whole month. I was crazy, y'all. Anyway, so Kieyarra says that she doesn't want to be that girl that that girl. That girl that's always fighting and starting stuff and things like that. And then a few minutes after that, her and Francesca end up having an argument. So I'm like, you don't want to be that girl, but you are that girl, like, no matter what you do. And that's when Francesca ended up telling her that she looks like a bully and she's always trying to act like she runs everybody. And she was like, that's all you're going to ever be, because that's all you've ever known. I was like, well, hot diggity dog. I didn't know y'all knew each other from way back when. Like, but then again, I feel like Kieyarra did say that a few times. I don't remember if she said it to them, but I know she said it in the confessional. Like, this is how she grew up. This is the way she's been. She's a Compton chick. You know, they always got to fight. They always got to, like, show how tough they are, things like that. But I was like, Francesca just kind of read you real well, boo. Like, she act like y'all done was skipping hands, going to kindergarten together, swapping each other's, like, Lunchables and stuff like that. That's from the way she was talking. So Kiyanna storms in like, what's happening? What's happening? Like she was coming to the rescue of Francesca, because she heard that Francesca was having an argument with somebody. So Francesca tells her, after that, then Seven starts having an argument with her, and I was just like, all of them is looking real petty right now. Like, they all having arguments for what? And I think it was actually it was Kiyanna that mentioned, like, oh, y'all being mad petty while y'all trying to mess with Francesca. And then Seven's just, she called her out, like, what are you talking about? Like, you're the one who wanted all this. What are you talking about? Because you already know Seven isn't really, like, fancy to her right now. So it's like anything, when you don't like somebody, anything that you say or do, the person's going to be annoyed. They're going to be disgusted. You could be like, the sky is blue. They're going to look at you like, did anybody ask you how the sky look? Like, you know, just because they don't like you. So Deshayla, she starts getting annoyed. I'm like, everybody's getting annoyed for, like, the wrong reasons. Like, they just, like, it's like they're trapped and they're just, like, their minds are going. It's almost like a case of The Walking Dead or something for survival. All of a sudden, Deshayla, she starts like, oh my God, I can't believe that Francesca thinks she bad all of a sudden because she hanging out with Sayora and she hanging out with Kiyanna. She was like, nah, we gonna have to, like, talk about this or whatever. Like, she's trying to act like she wants to school Francesca because Francesca wants to have a voice. Like, and Francesca said it too. She was like, you know what? She was kind of like sitting back, chilling. Like, you know, and I'm like this too. So I was like, you know what, Francesca? I ain't mad at you, boo. You just kind of like sit back. You analyze things. You see how people move. You see the way they talk. You see how they kind of like want to be the biggest and the baddest. You see who's who and what's what. And then that's when you can kind of do you and show you. You know, you don't need to show everything in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, you just wait for the right moment. Like, I'll do the same thing. Like, I'll be real quiet, you know what I mean? Like, just kind of sit back, relax, see what's going down. And then when the moment strikes, or if my anxiety gets high enough, like, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of what Francesca was doing. And I ain't mad at her for it. But Deshayla was sure mad at her. Like, Deshayla's like, why she acting like that? I'm just like, girl, you doing too much. Anyway, so Francesca ends up making an appointment to see a hype man. Because like I said, all of them, they have little things that they're supposed to be doing. So I guess in this particular episode, it was these two girls that got a chance to take care of something on their bucket list. And Francesca, I was surprised because I never knew that people aspire to be hype people. I thought that was just something that you kind of fall into. I didn't know that that was an actual, like, career. You know what I mean? Like, you study to be a hype person. You go to school to be a hype person or training to be a hype person. I thought that was just like, yo, that's my homie. You gonna be my hype person. I'm gonna give you money. You know, like how Safari was doing. You know, he was the hype man. That's what they kind of, she, we ain't even gonna get into that Nicki Minaj situation. Ether or Sheether. So, you know, that's what I kind of thought it was. Like, you know, just your homie, you put them on and you pay them, and that's like them having a job. I didn't know that was a real official thing. So anyway, she meets up with the dude and she gets her coaching on, and she looks like she was doing a real good job. Like, this is something she wants to be because she's always been on stage. Kiyanna, Francesca, and Sayora, they go out, and Francesca's just like, she was taking it all in, like pretty much the same thing I was saying. She was just kind of taking it all in to see what's happening, what's up, before she kind of like show up and shows out. So when they get back to the crib, I think, was it the same day? It might have been the same day or the next day. I remember Deshayla, she was talking to her mama to kind of get the green light and let her know what she was about to do, that she was about to fight some white chick. And her mom's like, yeah, beat that ass. I'm like, mama, what you doing? You could tell her mama from the hood. You know, your mom be like, yeah, girl, you better beat them before I beat you. Everybody got a family member like that. I mean, mine was a little more on the Caribbean side, like, bust her ass, don't make me lick it on you. You know, it was more like that as opposed to the ghetto version. But, you know, either way, it's still, you got the family member that's like that, you know? Or if you don't got a family member like that, you got a friend who has a family member like that, and you've seen it somewhere. So, yeah, her mom was just like, you know, do it. You know, go ahead. She's like, okay, mom, you gave me the green light. I'm about to do this. Takes off a little ugly blue wig that she was popping for a minute. I'm like, why you got that wig on? Like, it looked dumb, ugly, dumb, fake. Like, it looked like you about to do cosplay. What are you doing? Like, at the end of the day, I love her locks better than that stupid ass wig that she had on. It was just horrible. So yeah, she She goes up, she steps up to Francesca, because Francesca says something. She steps up to her, all up in her face, and homegirl dead spit in her face. And I'm just like, that's grounds for immediate whoop ass. You know what I mean? Like, that's grounds for that, because how you gonna spit in somebody's face? Like, I feel like that's the bottom. That brings me back to Love and Hip Hop, New York and Pumpkin. That was the most infamous spit in the face that we have ever seen, and this chick is pretty much doing the same thing. And I was just like, that's nasty. And Francesca, like, I gotta hand it to her. I gotta give her a round of applause, because Francesca did the darn thing. Like, I didn't even know she had it in her. I thought that she was getting hyped, but I wasn't really sure she could really back it up. But homegirl dropped Deshayla on the floor, and I don't know if she was slapping or she was punching, but she knocked the girl on the floor. I know that had to have an impact alone, because I think she hit her side on that table or whatever was there. So yeah, Francesca took her down. It took the security guards to come and take her off of her. So I was like, you know what? That's what happens when you mess with the quiet people. When you think that people, like, don't sleep on the quiet ones. And I remember back in the days when me and this chick had an argument in class. Like, I've always been the quiet, well, not always, but there were certain periods in my life where I was like quiet. You know what I mean? But then somebody tried to test me. So when they saw me arguing back, cursing back, coming out with all these words, they just like, yo, this is crazy. They was like, see, you can't mess with the quiet ones. I was like, exactly. I was like, because she's not going to punk me. You're not going to talk to me like that because you talk to these other people like that. No. F out of here. Like, I had the mouth of a sailor, honey. Like, I be trying to not go off too much with all the curses because, you know, I like to have a clean mouth. And the only time I really, like, get off like that is really when I'm, like, super hyped. Or if I'm like super mad. You know, it has to be super adrenaline rush for me to have that sailor mouth. But yeah, Deshayla, sorry for you, boo. But you know, that's what happens sometimes when you just try to think you're the aggressor. Like, for what? Like, the girl wasn't doing anything to you. She didn't say anything to you. She was talking to the other girls, but you want to be the one to like be all up in the beeswax and, oh no, who does she think she is? Like, nah, girl. So now Susan's mother calls her. Oh, but before that, so Francesca ends up pointing in Seven's face. Like, after this whole argument, you know, you still got that adrenaline rush. She points in Seven's face. Seven tries to like hit her or whatever. Then Kiyanna comes in like, doo-doo-doo-doo, like she coming to the rescue or whatever. And the Seven straight up ragged her. Like, I was like, what you doing? Like, you know you can't even fight. What are you doing? Like, you a big chick, yes. But, like, as far as the hand skills, like, she not showing Brooklyn at all. You know what I mean? Like, she's not. And, but at least she's able to, like, she speaks up for herself, whether she gonna get beat up or not. And I always say, you know, that's at least, you know, part of the point. You know, if you're gonna get a point, I guess that's half of a point, because at least you're not letting nobody like really walk all over you at the end of the day. So yeah, homegirl got dragged. She needs to like do something with her hair. I think it's because her hair is so wild. Like, that's the first thing they can grab and then start pounding you out. So we didn't see what really happened. I actually thought Kiyanna was doing a good job, but I'm not really sure. Seven seemed like she was disappointed in herself because she ended up like messing up her hand. She can't really lift nothing over 20 pounds on one of her hands, or with one of her hands. So they all go out. I think it was Susan. All of them end up going out because Susan found out that somebody for her sister died, her sister's best friend. So instead of her staying home crying, her girls, Kieyarra and Seven, end up having her go out with her to one spot, like to the club, to get hyped up. And then the rest of the girls, they went to like a hookah lounge or something. Or it might have been the other way around. I think they went to the hookah lounge and the other girls went to the club. So when they get all back to the party bus, because they all got to come back home together, here they go again. They all like arguing in the party bus. But after that was done, Deshayla, she just kind of like sat down real quick with Francesca, and she actually like apologized to her for spitting in her face. And Francesca accepted. I mean, that was really big of her. To be honest, I don't know if I would be able to accept an apology from somebody that spit in my face, because I feel like you don't even spit in a dog's face. You know what I mean? Like, people love and cherish animals. I've never seen anybody spit in a dog's face. So for you to do something to me that you would do to like the ground, like something that people walk on that they piss on, like if you're gonna do that to me, like you're not worth my time. You know what I mean? Like maybe I'll be cordial with you, maybe I'll be like, alright, you know, we'll squash the beef. I'm not gonna try to fight you after this moment, but we'll never be cool. To officially, we'll never be friends, just because that's bottom. That's like low of the low. Unless you, I was gonna say unless you're like family, but not even, because I think they would have more respect. Like even if we're in a fight, you know better than to spit in somebody's face, you know. So, but yeah, she apologizes because, like I said, she feels like it's like a genuine thing or whatever. So now Kieyarra, she goes to the studio, and I gotta like really admit it, like she really sounds good to me. Like I feel like if she pursues this, keeps on going at it, like she could really go far, you know, because her lyrics to me sound really good. And I'm one that if you don't sound good, I'll be like, maybe it sound good to somebody, but it ain't sound good to me. But like for real though, I was listening, I was like, yo, the flow is nice. Her little lyrics that she was saying was nice. It made sense, you know. That's real key, to make sense. And it was just sounding real good. And I know once they put the little kinks and, you know, do their little producer stuff, it's going to sound even more bomb. So I was like, you know what? Like, she needs to, like, really do that. And it really brought her to tears in the confessional, because it's like her dreams and stuff is really coming into fruition. So Susan, she has this plan. She talks to her sister, and she's like, she wants to get sent home. I'm like, at the end of the day, like, why don't you just, I guess in her mind is, or in a lot of their minds, it's better to go out with a boom and a bang and a boom baga bing bang boom, you know, as opposed to, oh, I want to go home, let me pack my stuff up and be out, and just showing that you threw in the towel. But I think if it's premeditated, it's still the same, in the same sense, in the same light. So yeah, she tells the sister that she's going to pretty much be trying to get out of the house. And then she addresses Kiyanna and Samore and Francesca. And she tells Francesca she pretty much wants to fight her because she said, oh, is your husband dead? I mean, to be honest, I mean, that is a sore spot, especially for the simple fact that her, like somebody that's close to her and her sister just passed away, and her mom was crying, her sister was crying. You know, it's heavy right now. So to say that was kind of messed up, but in the same light, you don't even respect this man enough not to flirt and, you know, say all these things on camera, showing that you don't really care about him, showing that you cheat on him all the time, and pretty much putting that out there for his family to know if they didn't know before. So, you know, how you want to defend his honor now, but you didn't really care about him. I don't know. I just felt like that was a little hypocritical. But I think she just wanted to fight. And that's pretty much why she was kind of looking at Francesca, trying to fight her. So then all of a sudden you see her looking at her like with these deranged eyes, like, you know, like she had an out of body experience or something, like she was like somebody else. Then we see her pick up a rat tail comb, and she like she trying to stab somebody, and Kieyarra had to be like the voice of reason and take it from her, like, nah, don't do that. Like, you need to really go chill out because you're doing too much right now. And yo, those rat tail combs, like, they don't even, in New York, they don't even let you into the club with those. I remember I tried to bring one in the club just to like fix my hair because I didn't have any other one. I had to like pretty much break it in order and take off that part and throw it away before I was able to take the comb inside. But dead serious though, that's like straight up a weapon, because I remember I ran up on somebody with that. Luckily I didn't do nothing. This was back in my back crazy days, and yeah, I was like, they already knew, like they called me the comb lady because I was dead about to stab him up because he he tried to cheat on me. Like, are you serious? I came down with my little bike ready. See, I don't tell these stories. I've been trying to, like, not let y'all know all my craziness. Those is my back days when I was, like, crazy. But I've grown up a lot. Anyway, so, yeah, she had that comb. And the producers ended up coming, talking to her, sending her home. Because they're like, you know, this is not really good. You did pick up a weapon. You're going to have to go and cool out for a little while. And then you can come back. So then when she comes back, she sits with the producers again, like, you know, everybody was thinking that everything's all good, but they was like, you know, we don't want you to do anything to jeopardize, you know, yourself. this company. I mean, they didn't say that, but that's what it is at the end of the day. Like, we can't condone violence. Like, you dead picked up a weapon and showed that you can use this weapon to stab people. So we gonna have to, like, kind of get you out of here. That's what they pretty much was saying. Like, you gonna mess up our name. We trying to show that we bad, but we not that bad. You know, we borderline bad. So they was just like, yeah, you gotta pack your things and go, because that's next level. Like, you got to kill somebody. You threatened her. So yeah, she ended up leaving. Some of the girls was crying, you know, the ones on her team, especially Seven, because she's like, you know, she just started to get attached. And I definitely know that feeling, like, you know, you start getting attached to people, and then that's why, like, when I'm in, like, a training, a class, and stuff like that, like, I try not to get too attached to people, because I'm like, we probably not going to be friends after this, so it's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, for what? So that in a couple of days we won't be cool no more? Like, it's stupid. So, or a couple of weeks or whatever. But yeah, she started getting attached to her, and like, it's like now she's gone. So I guess she got what she wanted. She wanted to be out of there, and she got that. So she got her wish. Guys, make sure you subscribe and, you know, share and comment, y'all. Comment down below for your chance to be featured in my next one. All right, stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.